Hello and welcome to my rules explanation slash playthrough of Dominant Species by Chad Jensen and published by GMT Games. This is the iPad port. It is only in portrait, so bear with me with that. In this game, which plays up to 6 players, you will be a class of animal pictured here. Mammal, insect, bird, arachnid, reptile, and tucked behind this adorable little beaver is an amphibian. You'll play one of them in an action selection, area control board game with variable player powers. It is one of my favorite games, and I'm glad to finally be making a video for it. So let's just dive right in. We will make some robots. So again, these are the species going up in food chain. And this screen will describe what each of the species' special variable power is. We'll get to that though. Like, I would prefer to talk about how each of the classes break the rules after we talk about the rules as a whole. So we'll get there. We're going to go ahead and just pick random. So we have some spiders, we have some amphibians, and then there's going to be me. And I am going to be the reptiles. Excellent. No, I'm not an AI player. I don't know why I chose it. It's a habit. All right, there we go. So that's the 3 of us. The arachnids, the amphibians, and the reptiles. So let's go ahead and start. Let's take a look at Earth. So we are on the cusp of an ice age in this game. We can see here the ice is starting. We already have tundra in the middle. These guys are taking their first turns. Once it gets to our turn, it's fine. We'll just take a little break. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on this map. Figure out what we can, and then go from there, right? So let's get a little zoomy. Let's talk about the planet as we know it right now. So there are 8 different terrain types in this game. You'll notice there are only 7 on the board right now. C is not on the board. C is the most valuable terrain type. So they vary. They're very on a scale between least hostile to life to most hostile to life. Obviously, we're going least hostile with our desert and our tundra. No, most hostile with our tundra and our desert to our least hostile with our wetland and our sea that you have to just sort of believe me exists. So we have on the board now, we have 8 different terrain types, and this is how the game will always start. It'll always start with these terrain types in this order. We have our desert and our mountain. We have our savanna, forest, and jungle, and then we have our wetland and also the tundra. The tundra, as the game goes on, is going to be spreading across the board, and it'll be taking over adjacent parts and turning them into tundra as well. So we see our different terrain types, these different hexes. We also notice these little circles. There are 6 different circle types. They're all depicted here around the tundra. There's water, grass, sun, meat, seeds and nuts, and little shrimpies. And what these represent are different ways that different types of sustenance that the classes need in order to thrive and to survive. So if you look up here at me, my little sneaky self-portrait up here, I have 6 spaces for elements, which are what we'll call these. I can hold 6 elements. The first 2 are permanent. I can never lose them. I can never replace them. I will always love the sun as a reptile. The amphibian, their rule-breaking thing, we're getting to our first rule-breaking, is that they start with 3 permanent, and their 3 permanent are all water. Amphibians love the water. And then our arachnids over here just can't get enough shrimpies. So they have 2 shrimpies, 2 perma-shrimps. So the way that you seed sort of the game, the way we decide where species are going to start on the board is based on where the elements are. So for each element adjacent to a hex on the board, you'll put a matching species in that hex. So I have a reptile here on the savanna because there's one sun adjacent to the savanna. There are two suns adjacent to this desert, so there's two of me. And there's one of me in the mountains because there's one sun adjacent to the mountains. The same thing is true for the other classes. The amphibians will go wherever there's water. So one, because there's one adjacent here, there's two waters adjacent here, and there's one adjacent here. And the arachnids will go where there are the shrimpies. So 1, 2, and 1. And that puts us in all of the spaces except the tundra. We would need to actively move into the tundra or be in a space that becomes tundra, that gets glaciated later on in the game. So we understand that. Now you might have noticed that around the hexes is a thick band with a player color around all of the hexes except the tundra. And this demonstrates one of the main concepts of the game, which is dominance. Dominance in this game does not mean outnumbering. It means having a better chance of survival in a space because there are more resources at your disposal. So let's take a look at the savanna, right? The amphibians have dominance in the savanna. You might ask why, right? We know just from knowledge, this is our food chain, right? We know that reptiles are above the amphibians in the food chain, right? Because insects, arachnids, amphibians, birds, reptiles, mammals. I'm the top of the food chain in this game. I should be dominant, right? Well, you got to get that head straight out of your head right now. Get that idea right out of your head. That's not what dominance is. Dominance means that if resources start to go scarce, you are more prepared to deal with life in that hex based on the resources that you can use. So what can I always want to call them salamanders. What can an amphibian do? An amphibian has 3 water elements, right? So if we look here, there's 1 water element adjacent to this tile. So we will count this per the number of elements on the player board. So that's 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. We'll say their dominance value for the savanna hex is 3. This water 3 times. My dominance value on the savanna hex is only 2. There's 1 sun, 1 plus 1 is 2. So they get the thick band of dominance. Now we come down here to the desert. I'm the only one in the desert, and I can survive in the desert. I have the sun on my side. So there's 2 suns. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So I definitely have dominance here. And I definitely would have dominance here. Again, not just because I'm the only one, right? I have 1 sun, 1 plus 1 is 2. The arachnids have dominance here because they're the only ones. They have dominance here because there's 2 shrimpies. So 2 plus 2 is 4. There's only 1 water. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So the arachnids have dominance in the jungle, but the amphibians have dominance in the wetlands because there's 2 waters. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. Whereas there's only 1 shrimpy. 1 plus 1 is 2. So the amphibians have the wetlands, which makes thematic sense, right? They're more capable to survive there than these little Johnny-come-lately wet spiders. So what does dominance have to do with anything? Well, one thing that it does at the end of the game, let's talk a little bit about how we score victory points, which are shown up here. None of us have any victory points yet. The way that we're going to score victory points is throughout the game, we will choose this option down here, Domination, to score different hexes. That's one way. We'll talk about that when we get to it. At the end of the game, we will score based on a triangular sequence for each class's presence on the planet and where they dominate. So if we were to score that right now, we would all get 3 points. If you dominate 1 hex, it's 1 point. 2 hexes is 3 points. 3 hexes is 6 points. 4 hexes is 10 points. 5 hexes is 15. A triangular sequence, right? Now that isn't written anywhere in here. It's printed on the board, which is useful, but it's not for some reason easily accessible through this. It's in the rules. Got to kind of dig around for it. But I'll remind you as we go along why, like what triggers what scoring. So let's start talking about how we can change both our classes to make them more amenable to the land, and also how we can change the land to make it more amenable to us. So the way we will do that is by using our action points, right? I have 6 action points, but that's because they've already played 1 action point each. They've both gone to adaptation, which is probably where I'll go for my first move. So let's talk a little bit about what we can do, how we can change the status of the game, and how we can hopefully win the game. So our first action here is initiative. You'll notice only 1 person can go here, and so far no one has gone. That's what the 0 of 1 means. These actions all are going to resolve top to bottom, left to right. Once everyone is out of action points, we'll just go down, and so we'll go initiative, adaptation, 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 regression, regression, abundance, abundance, wasteland, depletion, glaciation, speciation, wanderlust, 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 migration, competition, domination, 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 domination. Right? So, initiative. You place action point here. You get to move up 1 step in the initiative order. Now, initiative order as it stands now is reverse food chain order. So you can use this to move up in initiative order so that you can go earlier in the next round. If you go here to do that, once we start resolving these, you also can take this action point and place it in any open space. So that's kind of fun. Adaptation. So if we click down here, we can see adaptation allows you to obtain another element which lets your species survive on tiles where the element is present. So we have 4 choices here. We've got sun, meat, water, and grass. And if I click on adaptation, which is what I will end up doing, I can choose any of these 3 spaces. There's 3 spaces total for adaptation. And remember, they're going to resolve left to right. So first, the arachnids are going to be able to choose one of these 4 elements and then put it on their player board. Then the amphibians are going to do that, and then I'll be left with one of whichever 2 are remaining. So we'll see about that. That's adaptation. Regression, whichever one of these is left over, next round we'll move down to regression. And what regression does is any one that's left there, we'll talk about regression when we have a specific example of it. We'll come back to regression. Abundance is you take one of these 4. So right now, these are all random. They're randomly drawn from a bag. You take one of these and you're going to place it on the corner of any hex. So that could change the dominance. If you took a water and you put a water here, right, as the amphibians, suddenly the amphibians have domination here because it would be 2, 4, 6 is opposed to the arachnids 2, 4. So that would be an interesting choice on the amphibians' part to take dominance of this hex. We'll talk about wasteland and depletion as they come up. Glaciation is an interesting one. Glaciation will only trigger, there's 4 spaces, but we won't trigger all 4 spaces this turn. We'll trigger the first space, and then when the round is done during cleanup, we'll move everybody over 1 space, and whoever was next in line will get to do the glaciation of the next turn. So what is glaciation? You take a tundra tile and you're going to tundra size one of the adjacent terrain hexes to the existing tundra. What that does is it makes it tundra, of course, and it kills everyone's species except for 1. on the hex. So if we made this into tundra, nothing would change. Each species can keep 1. If we tundra size this, the amphibians would lose 1. So we have 1 spider, 1 amphibian. You get points based on that triangular sequence we talked about earlier. Based on how many adjacent tundra pieces you place the new one next to. So if I place it here, I would get 1 point because there's 1 adjacent. Now, if both of these were already tundra and I placed a new tundra here, that's adjacent to 2, so I would get 3 points. That's glaciation. Speciation, you'll notice there's 6 spaces for speciation, and they all each one corresponds to one of the element types. So let's say, because I like the sun, let's say I'm going to speciate around a sun element. So that's going to be affected up here by the speciation values. Speciation values. So if I choose, you're going to choose one of the elements on the board that matches the type that you selected. So I would either choose this sun or this sun. If I choose this sun, I get to place, based on the speciation value of the terrain tile, that many new species in that area that's adjacent. So there's always going to be 3 adjacent, right? So in the mountain, I can place 2. So I'll just go blink blanc and I'll have 3. I'll put 2 in the desert, blink blanc, and I can put 1 in the tundra, blink, right? Now, if I were to choose this one, I could put 2 in the desert and 3 in the savanna, because the savanna is worth 3. You see how fertile the wetlands and the sea are. They both have a value of 4. And this is kind of color coordinated. The tundra is always going to be white, and it'll always allow you to speciate once. The brown tiles, desert and mountain, will allow you to do it twice. The green tiles 3 times, and the blue tiles 4. So the wetland and the sea 4. That's speciation. Wanderlust. You're going to, the first person will choose one of these 3 available tiles, jungle or one of the wetlands, and one of these elements, and place it adjacent to any, I think it has to be adjacent to any 2. Nope, in a blank tile space. I guess it has to be adjacent to at least 1. So that again is going to score based on the triangular sequence. So if I place it here, I would get 3 points because it's adjacent to 2 tiles. If I place it here, I would get 1 point because it's adjacent to 1 tile. Once you place it, you choose one of these element tokens and it'll go on any of, so let's say I place, that'd be a terrible place for me to put it. Let's say I place a wetland here, right? I would get my 3 points because I'm adjacent to 2 tiles. And let's say I take this sun and I put it here, right? Then I would have option to move species that are near it. My species that are adjacent can migrate over there. And then so can the other species that are on there. I believe it goes in reverse food chain order. We'll have to check on that. Migration is you can move however many number of species that you put your action point on. So if I put my action point here, I can move, I get 7 movement. And once you move a species, it can't move again. So each species can move 1 space adjacent to where it starts. So I could move this guy into the tundra. I can move one of these guys over here, one of them over here, and then I could move 1 here, but I would still be left with 1 here from the desert. That's migration, and that resolves in that order. And then we have competition. Competition is fun. Competition resolves left to right. And based on where you are, let's see if we can get a better view of the competition. So let's say I put my action point here. I would get 1 murder in the jungle, 1 murder in the wetlands, and 1 tundra murder. So that actually wouldn't be the best place for me. I would want to at least have 1 savanna murder. So if I go here, right, I would have a forest murder, a savanna murder, and a tundra murder. So in the savanna, I could murder, that's me, I can murder this guy, and then that's my hex, and I have dominance over it because I'm the only species there. That's competition. Now, and remember, it doesn't matter what order you go in, because if I put my savanna murder here, and the amphibians put an action here, their savanna murder is going to trigger before mine, and they'll just murder me, and then I won't be able to murder anyone. So keep that in mind. Competition is important. This game can be rough. All right, and then we have domination, the last thing. And we talked a little bit about domination. So the way domination works, we're going to want to score. For each action point that you have done here, you'll be able to choose one hex to score. So let's say I've gone down here and I'm going to choose a hex to score. I'm either going to choose the savanna or the desert. This shows how many points are available for each terrain type. Now you might notice that the tundra, one person will get points, point singular, and tundra speciates once. The mountain and the desert, 2 people can get points. They speciate twice. The green one's 3, the blue one's 4. So there's some sort of synchronicity, I guess, between those. So what that means is if I were to score a tundra place, now this tile scoring, the number of species matter. Whoever has the highest number of species will get the higher number of points. So in the desert, I'm the only one there. I would get 4 points. In the mountains, I'm the only one there. I would get 3 points, right? But in the savanna, there's 2 of us. So one of us would get 7 points and one of us would get 4 points. Who would get which amount? I hear you asking. How do you determine tie breaks? Well, tie breaks are determined by the food chain order. So, between the reptiles and the amphibians, the reptiles are going to win the tie break. So I would get 7 points and the amphibians would get 4 points. So that's one aspect of domination. You choose a tile to score it. Each tile can only be scored once during a round. So if I chose this tile, if I chose the desert tile, I couldn't choose it again if I wanted to do another domination. I would have to choose a different one. And so let's say I choose the desert. I get 4 points. I'm dominant. Cool. I get to choose one of these 5 domination cards to resolve. But if I chose the savanna, because I would get 7 points, and yeah, the amphibians would get 4 points, but I would get 7 points. So I'd be 7 points over the arachnids, the murder spiders. So I'd be happy about it. Then whoever has dominance will get to choose which card resolves. So that's another thing to keep in mind. You might want to balance that points versus dominance aspect. So let's take a look at what these cards do. Each round there'll be 5 because there's 5 domination. And this is the clock of the game. At the end of the game, the very last card is going to be the Ice Age card that we're all kind of afraid of. And that'll trigger the scoring for domination across the whole planet. And then the game will end after that card is chosen, in that round that card is chosen. So let's take a little look at what our first rounds are going to do. These are going to further change the state of the board or the state of each player's board, right? So hibernation is adorable. Place up to 5 of your eliminated species onto any one tile. Those species are safe from extinction. Oh, what's extinction? So let's talk a little bit about that before we talk about these cards. At the end of the round, any species that cannot survive on the hex that they're currently on will go extinct. So let's say that somehow the sun went away. This reptile couldn't survive anymore in the mountains because they can't eat meat and they can't eat nuts or seeds. So they would die. They would go extinct. And then that's the mammals special ability. So we talked about the amphibian special ability is that they have an extra element. They start with an extra water. Mammals special ability is that they can protect one of their species from going extinct at the end of the round. Let's see, who else is there? Migration is for the birds. The birds can move 2 hexes away instead of just 1 because they can fly. Competition is a spider ability. The spiders get 1 free kill in one of their hexes at the beginning of competition, even if they don't have any action points down here. The insects, what do the insects get? The insects get a free, I want to say they get a free speciation. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that. And the reptiles get a free regression. Where is it? I'm pretty sure they get a free regression. Let's take a look, because I don't want to get it wrong. Reptiles have an automatic regression during each execution phase without having to use an action pawn. Where are the insects? Insects start first on the initiative track, and they are able to take an automatic speciation. It goes last and can place an insect on any tile. Okay, cool. There aren't any insects in this game, but that's what everybody's sort of rule-breaking ability is. So after we do all this, we do extinction. Those guys go away, and we're also going to decide who is the queen of the tundra. And whoever has the most species surviving on the tundra spaces at the end of the round will get the survival card. They'll get points based on the triangular sequence of how many tundra spaces they are on. So I usually try to go tundra queen. I think... I don't know. There's something very appealing in my head about being the queen of the tundra. That could just be me. Okay, so let's go back to looking at these cards. We have Hibernation, which you can put them on any tile. So I could put 5 over here. Even though I couldn't survive in the jungle, they're hibernating. So they'd be safe from extinction this turn. It's pretty handy. Symbiotic, your animal and each animal having fewer elements gain 1 random element. So if I chose this card, I have 2 elements, the arachnids have 2 and the amphibians have 3, I would get a random element from the bag. Nobody else would, because nobody has fewer than me. If the salamanders chose it, they have 3 and we have 2, so we would all get a random element. It'd be a fun little party. Niche biomes, each animal having more victory points than yours loses an amount of victory points equal to the first place value of the tile just scored. So if I scored the mountain, that's 3 points. 3 points is the first place score. Anybody who had more points than me would lose 3 points. Obviously, that would be worse if I scored a sea tile. If I scored a sea, anyone who had more points than me would lose 9 points, which is pretty rough. Instinct, place 1 of your available action pawns into any vacant eyeball space. So the eyeball spaces are the spaces that we're going to place our action pawns in over here. So that's fun. You get a little head start. Catastrophe is a horrible. You select 1 tile on the board, eliminate all but 1 species there. You get to choose which species stay. And you eliminate 1 species on each adjacent tile. So you can really do some damage with the catastrophe tile. And that's it. That's the game. Those are the rules. So let's get started. Like I was saying, I'm probably going to do adaptation as my first move because I don't want them to be the only ones who are adapting. The spiders are speciating. So are the salamanders. Amphibians. What is wrong with me? So what I want to do, I don't like going last. I wouldn't mind having initiative. I kind of want to get on the murder train because those spiders are going to be real murdery. I think I'm going to wanderlust. I might, if glaciation, oh, now we're starting the domination. Nope. Okay. Well, the salamanders chose initiative, so I can't even choose that one. I would have chosen it so I could move up in turn order, but they chose it, which is fine. So what I'm going to do, because it comes down to either I want to glaciate or I want to dominate. I want to dominate. Boop. Points are points. Also, being able to use the cards, like choose which cards are resolved when, is super important. I could still glaciate. Maybe I'm not that into glaciation right now. Competition, you know what? I need to speciate. Do I want to speciate around the sun? I speciate around the water. Huh. All right, I have 3 actions left. I'm thinking I might do abundance, speciation, and migration. Then I'm not competing. That's fine. All right, let's do abundance. I can't water speciate anyway. Someone already water speciated. Well, great. I do need to speciate though. I need some babies. Maybe I'll. They got all the good ones already. They watered, because I wouldn't mind watering or shrimping. Because I need. All right, we'll grass speciate. I'd like to get a lot of dudes in the wetlands. Dominating twice. Those spiders are so aggressive. All right, we'll migrate. Boop. All right, so now execution happens, which is, like I said, we're going to go top to bottom, left to right. So first, the amphibians took initiative, and they placed their little extra token down in competition. Let's close this. Let's close this and close this. Files adaptation. It's me. Where did it go? Okay, so when the salamanders took initiative, they moved their pawn down to an open space in competition. Actually, let's look and see where people are murdering. There's going to be a murder in the forest, in the savannah, and in the mountains. And 2 murders in the tundra. That's not great. So for adaptation, I have 2 choices, water or sun. I'm going to adapt for the water, I think. Amphibian gets to place abundance. They put the water there. That makes sense. My abundance. I'm going to place the sun up here. The arachnids are glaciating. Those little jerks. They glaciated my desert. So they got 1 point because their tundra space was adjacent to this. Now the amphibians are speciating around water. So they've chosen this water. 1, 2, 3, 4. The arachnids are choosing this shrimpy. So they're going to put 3 in here. I would think. They can put up to 4 in here. And they can put 1 in the tundra. I'm going to speciate around grass. So I'm going to choose this grass over here. And I'm going to add 4 over here. And I'm going to add my maximum. Beautiful. Beautiful. Next is Wanderlust. Okay. I know this is going a little bit fast. It doesn't let me pause when the computer's taking its turn, unfortunately. But we'll go through it enough that I think it'll make sense. So now my Wanderlust, I get to choose one of these terrain types down here. And I'm obviously going to choose wet because the wetlands are better. And I'm going to place it up here. So I'm going to get 3 points for that because it's adjacent to 2 tiles. And then I'm going to choose one of these guys. I'm going to pick the sun. And I'm going to put the sun here. And now I can move into that territory if I want. And I clearly want to. Who has Savannah murders? They both have a murder in this Savannah, I think. You see? They do. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to move one of these guys. And I'm just going to move 2 of those guys. All right. And now the amphibians can move. And now the arachnids can move. Neither one of them are going to be particularly... Well, the arachnids are motivated. The amphibians aren't motivated because they can't survive in this wetland. It's all sun and grass. And they are water and meat. But the arachnids have grass, so they can come on over and have a good time. Now, this wetland... 3 points because it's adjacent to 2. And we're going in... That's it. We're going top-down food chain. So I get to decide if I want to move in there first. I kind of do. Because I have movement. I have migration that I can take. So I'm going to move both of those guys in there. Because I can survive there now. I like the water. I'm just a little wet reptile. A little soggy snake. So now the amphibian is going over there as well. And now the arachnid can move in there, but they probably won't because they'll go extinct because they can't survive in the water. So now I can migrate. So what I'm going to do is, what do I want to do? I want to score the wetland. Nobody's doing any wetland. Well, the arachnid could. Okay, so here's the thing. Down here, nobody's doing any wetland murders. The wetlands are here, and nobody is doing it. Now, the spider, I can almost say Spaniards. The spider can do 1 free murder at the beginning wherever they want. But even if they murder me here, I would still win this space because I am higher on the food chain. Savannah, they both have a Savannah murder. It's interesting because they're not in the Savannah. The arachnids aren't in the Savannah. They don't have a wetland murder, so my guy would be safe in the wetlands. All right, I'm going to move this guy over here. I would move into the tundra, but they both have tundra murders, and I don't want to get murdered in this tundra. This mountain is fine. It's fine. I need to speciate more. I need more species on the board. All right. So the arachnid kills me up here, which we predicted would happen. Now the amphibian gets to kill 1 person in the forest, 1 person in the savannah, and 1 person in the tundra. Now the arachnid gets to do, well, no one. Savannah, mountain, and tundra, they don't have anybody in any of those spaces. So the arachnid scores this space, which gets them the points. They're doing they're doing catastrophe. Which space are they catastrophizing? No! Well, they chose me to survive. That's nice. They did make me die everywhere else. Golly. That was a pretty good space to catastrophize. Goddamn. All right, well, I want points, but I don't want to give the arachnids points. So I'm going to score this savannah. Now remember, since I'm the only one in the savannah, I got 7 points. All right, so now I get to choose one of these. Instinct, niche biomes, symbiotic, hibernation. I'm gonna hibernate in one of these wetlands. This one. So it said up to 5. I've only actually lost 4 dudes. So that up in there. So arachnid chose that wetland. They are dominant, so they're going to choose one of these domination cards. Oh no, wait, I'm dominant. You goofy goose. So they chose to score this because they have more species, which means they'd get more points. they'd get 8 points, and I got 4 points. So now we're tied. But I have dominance in this space, so I get to choose the card. Deedle-dee-dee. Symbiotic isn't terrible. Niche biomes. Uh-oh. Who's coming up next? The amphibians are coming up next. I don't want the amphibians to get this card. Because if they, let's say that the amphibians scored a wetland, right? Wetlands are 8 points. So if they did this, each animal having more victory points than the amphibians, which is us, we would both lose 8 points. That would be a boon to them. So I'm just going to take it, and it's not going to have any effects. So he scored this space and chose instincts, and is going to put upon. Oh, that's clever. Glaciation. So they can decide where it glaciates next turn. All right. That is it. So we continue. No one gains the survival card because no one is in the tundra. So let's look at the planning phase. I'm going to take a drink of water while they do their first actions. Great. Okay, so let's talk about Regression and Wasteland, because we didn't talk about those last time, because there was nothing to talk about. Any token that's left up here during the reseed phase is going to slide down to Regression. What Regression does, this is going to be an interesting regression. What Regression does is, for each token in the regression box, you lose that token from your player board if it's not pre-printed on your board. So I don't have to worry about regression because the sun is printed on my board. I can't lose it. But the amphibians are going to grab a sun from here because there's only suns available. So they're going to have a loose sun token, which they could potentially lose from regression. Remember, as a reptile, my special ability is I can ignore a regression a turn. I don't have to worry about regression for a couple turns because it's all suns from here on out. So what we'll probably see is amphibian also choosing to go here. If you go to this space, you can choose a regression element to ignore. You don't have to worry about it. So that's regression. Basically losing adapted traits from your player board. Now, Wasteland, what Wasteland does, if you go to Wasteland, you can choose from the type of dudes that are out here, the elements that are out here. You can get rid of one that is adjacent. No, you don't choose. Anything that's here and on the board and adjacent to a tundra space will go away. So this is looking like we're going to lose this water element on the board. Another way that elements leave the board, if the amphibian tundrizes here, any element that is adjacent only to tundra pieces immediately disappears. So that would be, it's not that bad. It would be bad if it happened down here because my reptiles can only at this moment survive on sun in the mountains. So we'd have to move them out if that happened. Or lose them to extinction. One or the other. All right. So that's the only new stuff that's going on. So now I have to decide what I'm going to want to do this round. I'm not too concerned about adaptation. I don't really need another sun. But if I got another sun, that might give me a better chance at domination. No, because there's so much water around this space. I'm not going to have a chance there. So I'm not going to adapt or regress or worry about regression. Abundance is interesting, but I can't use any of these. Because remember, abundance is you take one of these elements and put them out on the board. I don't care about shrimpies. I don't care about meat. I don't care about grass. So that doesn't matter to me. Wasteland is not that important to me because anywhere where there's water, there's more water. And I also have sun. So I'm fine with Wasteland. Glaciation would have been interesting, but I'm not going to tie up an action pawn for next time, I don't think. Oh, let's see what our new cards are. We have Mass Exodus. Select a tile, move all species there onto one or more adjacent tiles. Oh, that's good. Symbiotic is still there. Fertile. Select a tile occupied by at least one of your species. Gain victory points equal to the total number of species there. So, like if I chose this one, I would get 11 because there's 11 species there. I would get 11 points. That's good too. Biodiversity. Gain 1 victory point for each tile that you share with one or more opposing species. So it's 1, 2, 3 points. That's not great. Blight. Select a tile, move all but one element from that tile. Ooh. So if we chose this one and got rid of everything except the sun, I know some amphibians that would go extinct. Oh man, these are all good. These are all good and they're mean right now. Well, I'm definitely going to go to Domination first. All right, I'm going to it again. Because... some of those are mean and I don't want them done against me. Okay, so let's see. I want to Wanderlust. They're going to choose the sea. Because that's the big point card. I need to speciate. What I need to do. They're already water. Golly, these people drive me bananas. I might sun speciate. Because that would let me get in the wetlands. Well, that's not that useful. Maybe grass speciate? Because then I can get in these spaces. Yeah, we'll grass speciate. And then we'll probably migrate. We have 2 more actions. See, it doesn't make any sense. The amphibians have gone to adaptation twice. So they're going to get 2 suns. They're going to lose one of those suns. I guess going there for the 3rd one is the same thing as going down here to avoid it instead. I don't know. And the arachnids also are getting a sun, and they're not avoiding regression. Weird. Do I want to murder or do I want to dominate again? I might as well dominate again. I can be in control of the points that way. All right, and now it's murder time. Where do I want a wetland murder. Wetland and jungle murder. The salamanders are murdering. Where are they murdering? In the wetland, in the desert. There's no more desert. Unless they place the desert, but I don't know why they would do that. So they're looking only at a wetland murder. The arachnids get a free murder. Nobody's in the tundra still. I'm gonna move into the tundra, I think. In the meantime, murder? Yeah, I think I'm gonna murder. Or I can dominate again. Oh no, I don't know if I'd have that much domination in me. They're not gonna do it. So I will murder at sea. I'll do the other wetland murder. Yeah. All right, let's see what happens. And they're moving down to murder for competition. Surprise, they took a sun. The arachnids take a sun. The amphibians take another sun. Regression. Elements will be eliminated from players. They lose a sun. They both lose a sun. What was the point of that? Sometimes I think this robot isn't as good as it could be. Oh, they glaciated there for only 1 point. If they'd glaciated in either of these spaces, they would have gotten 3 points. I don't think I see the logic of that choice. They're speciating around this element, I assume. They're getting one on each of those tundra spaces, and then they can get up to 4 in wetlands. This is the total number of species that you have. Once you're out of those, you're out of them forever. That's something to keep in mind. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. We're gonna get maximum snakes. You can't take them with you. All right. So that's a good placement for that tile because they get 6 victory points, right? Because there's 3 of these. So I can move into the sea. I'm going to move into the sea. Don't you worry about me. Move 2 of those babies and 2 of those babies. Right into the sea. Vivian is probably going to move a good amount in there. They're going to have domination because they're going to have a domination score of 4, whereas I'm only going to have a score of 3. I don't think the arachnids are going to move in because they only like shrimpies and grass. Let's see. Yeah, no. So the arachnids are probably going to wanderlust into the jungle over here. Interesting. They're going to triple down on the shrimpies, which means they're going to be the only ones living there. I can't imagine that the amphibians would abandon the tundra to go into the jungle. They did not. So the arachnids will probably only move 1 guy over there. Yeah. All right, so then they get to Wanderlust again. They'll probably put the desert there for 6 points. What? They put it there for 4 points. Well, they'll be the only ones who can move in there, but I can't imagine they'd move anyone in there because the desert is worse than the jungle and the forest. They did get 3 points out of it, though. Surprise, surprise. And they don't move anyone in there. So now I get to migrate, which is interesting. So I have a murder. The arachnids have first murder. They draw first blood. And then I have a murder. I have a tundra murder, a jungle murder, and a wetland murder. I'm going to murder this amphibian in the wetlands, I think. Not on the tundra yet. I'm not going to be in a jungle. I need to get into a tundra so I can murder someone in the tundra. Seems fair. Then the amphibians will murder me here in the wetlands, which is fine. The arachnids will then murder in the desert. Doesn't matter. And in the forest, it doesn't matter. The arachnids wasted their murders again. They'll probably get this guy in the tundra. And I'll probably get one of us here in the wetlands. Maybe here in this wetland. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to move a guy into the tundra here. I'm going to move 2 tundra guys in there in case he decides to murder me there. And I think that'll do it. Yeah. Well. He murders me there, I murder him. If he murders me here, I murder him and it's fine. This is my space. That's my space. That's my space. That's my space. This will be... If I get rid of that salamander, that'll be my space. Yeah, great. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, their first murder is in the wetland. Great. I'm gonna murder this little tundra spider and this wetland amphibian. They'll murder me there as expected, and probably the spider in the tundra. Which means the spider is not going to have any murders available. Yep. Great. All right, now it's just me and my domination all the time. So, I have 3 of them. I'll get the majority of the points from these spaces. I probably want to do this one, and this one. Well, no, I don't want to share points with the spider. Okay, let's do Savannah first. I get 7 points from the Savannah, all by myself. All right, and then we're going to do Max Exodus, I think. Fertile. I feel like Fertile's good. That's 14 points from Fertile right there, if I choose this tile. Yeah. I'm gonna choose. Well, hold on. I don't think Mass Exodus helps me with Domination. Blight. Blight would help me in the sea. Interesting. Okay, we'll do, what was the one? Symbiotic, no. Biodiversity, no. Fertile. Do Fertile here. I'll get 14 points. And then I will score. I mean, I have to do it. And I'll do Symbiotic. Maybe it'll help me get Domination over something. It didn't. I can eat meat now, though. Meat's back on the menu, or I guess on the menu for the first time. I'm not good at quoting Lord of the Rings. I chose the wrong one because I was too busy thinking about those stupid ogres. Damn it. It's a weird choice. Oh, I'm so mad. What does undo do? Undo do. Oh, good. Okay, good. Yeah. I want to undo it because I would not have chosen that. I hadn't been talking about those. Are they orcs? I don't even know. I shouldn't talk about Lord of the Rings. I'm just going to embarrass myself. Let's choose the mountains. And I don't want biodiversity. I'm getting clicky. We're going to do Blight or Mass Exodus. We're going to do Blight. Blight. Ooh. I can't do Blight with the reptiles because the reptiles can eat everything I can eat. I could Blight all these arachnids. Oh my god. Am I going to do that? It's probably going to bone me. Let's do it. They're all gonna, yep, all those arachnids are gonna go extinct. 7. Ah, I'm the Tundra Queen. I have the most pieces on the Tundra. I have 3, and I'm on 2 Tundra pieces, so that's 3 points. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's what the snowflake is. I'm the Tundra Queen. All right, let's look at what our new cards are. We had Mass Exodus last time. Metamorphosis, swap an element disc on your animal with one of your choice. Aquatic, place an element of your choice onto any sea tile or wetland tile. Place up to 4 species of your gene pool into that tile. That's good. Fecundity, place up to 1 new species from your gene pool onto every tile already containing one of your species. I like all those. Let's dominate first. Again, I'm not worried about regression because I'm safe from regression all the time. Adaptation's not terrible. I'm going to dominate again. Some more water. Oh, should I speciate? I have a lot of reptiles. I could glaciate. And that would protect all my reptiles from getting glaciated. Because if somebody glaciated this spot, that'd bone me pretty hard. Now, when you lose pieces to glaciation, they go back into your gene pool. They don't go extinct. But still, it's not something I want to happen. They keep speciating where I want to speciate. Sun and meat is looking pretty good for me right now. You know what? I should do abundance. I don't know. Nuts? Should I diversify? Wanderlust? I'm not really into Wanderlust. Let's do migration. And then I should probably murder in the wetlands. I should be the first wetlands murder. Maybe some meat babies? I'll have meat babies. All right, yeah, let's go. First, initiative. Amphibians have really worked their way up in the world. They get to go first now. That's good for them. These guys are adapting. I have a lot of points, but I'm not adapting. I mean, I can adapt. It sounds like I'm defensive. I mean, I can change. Elements will be eliminated from players. No. Abundance. So here comes, they're placing out new little elements for extra survival. Interesting. They took the sea back. They took back the sea. Glaciation. I'm tempted to glaciate that forest. Oh, that would be good. Because then if I could glaciate this mountain, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Boop. So it means these seeds are going to go away. I got 3 points because it's adjacent to 2. All right, great. I get to make some meat babies. And they are going to be up here in the north. Northern meat babies. Good. Amphibians are speciating in a similar place. What? Hey, get out of my wetlands. They're going to take over dominance of those wetlands. Murder them fast enough. Happening? Oh. Wanderlust. It's not something I'm doing. Yay. Because it was adjacent to 3. They placed this one here, which is adjacent to these 3 spaces. Migration. Oh, I could move there if I wanted to. I can't live there because it's all nuts and shrimpies. So no, thank you. I will stay in the mountains. Neat. All right. So before I do my migration, I kind of want to take stock of what's going on in terms of dominance, in terms of what kind of murders I'm going to want to do next round. So let's talk through it. Because like I said, when this switched, when the amphibians came back to the wetlands, the dominance switched, right? Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4 domination points there, whereas I only have 3. So murder wise, I have a jungle murder, I have a wetland murder, and I have a tundra murder. So I'm definitely going to move one of these little babies here so I can use that tundra murder. The wetland murder doesn't even really matter. I'll murder in the wetlands over here. I can't survive here is my problem. Otherwise I'd get in that tundra. Otherwise I'm everywhere I can survive. I'll move one of these guys from this wetland over here. Because then... Wait, does he have a sea murder? He has a sea murder that so-and-so? Alright. I'll move one here. And I'll move one of these guys up here. Because then if he wants to score it, he has to give me points. Because even if he murders me in the sea, then we'd both have 9 and I'm higher than him on the food chain. So I would get the maximum points. I would get the highest value of points. I'll murder him here and then I'll have him everywhere. Yes. Perfect. So the spiders can't murder anyone because they don't share tile. I feel kind of bad for getting rid of them. They don't. There's only 3 spiders on the board. Those spiders are playing suboptimally. As the murder spiders, you can really like wreck shop. Okay, so let's do a tundra murder. We'll do a wetland murder, and that'll be my murders. They're murdering me in the sea. And that's it. I get to score domination first. Interesting. So let's see if there's anything that I can do. Hang on. That's not what I wanted. I didn't choose it. I was looking at the cards. Undo. All right, let's look at the cards. So fecundity, that's useful. Biodiversity is fine. No. You know what the problem is? It's choosing. Here's what we need to do. All right. It's choosing the bit under it when I click on it, which is not helpful. All right. Aquatic, place an element of your choice onto any sea tile or wetland tile. Oh. If I do a sunshine, I might be able to take that sea tile back. Metamorphosis. It's fine. Mass exodus is fine. All right, I think I'm going to want to do aquatic and then fecundity. So first things first, we will score this wetland all by itself. Hey. Sometimes I get sensitive. Okay, I want to dominate. Hello? I want to dominate this one. Okay, I'll dominate that one. Do aquatic. We'll put a sunshine. And we'll add those guys. So now we're equal, I guess. Because it's 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're equal. fine. Can I score this wetland, please? Why isn't it letting me score that wetland? It's getting on my nerves. We'll score this mountain instead, I guess. And we'll do fecundity. Doop, 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 doop. So nobody gets domination, but I get 9 points out of that, which I'm fine with. That's it. Yeah. So I'm still Tundra Queen, and I am on 3 Tundra spaces. All right, I feel like things are going to start getting rough for me. I mean, I have a lot of points, an alarming amount of points, which I think mainly goes to show how poorly the robots are playing. All right, they're both afraid of regression, clearly. Which means I could adapt for the grass. There's not even a lot of grass on the map, though. Can I see the rest of the map, please? There's only 1 grass on the map. Why are they worried about losing 1 grass? Okay, let's see the cards. We know mass exodus. We know metamorphosis. Cold snap. Each opposing animal must eliminate one of its own species on every tundra tile. Yipes. Biodiversity. We know ecodiversity. Gain 1 victory point for each element disc on Earth that matches an element type on your animal. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points isn't bad. Let's go to no. Well, I clicked on the wrong one, but it's fine because I got it anyway. All right. Should I adapt? Has anyone glaciated yet? No one's glaciated. Don't mind if I do. I'll glaciate myself. I think I'm going to sun speciate. I only have 11 species left. Maybe I shouldn't speciate. That's fine. I'm going to move. Gotta start migrating. Well, I'm gonna have to metamorphosize, which is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Because I think I want shrimp. I want to be able to eat shrimp because shrimp are all over the place in the south. So, over here. So whatever I take from adaptation, I'll just use metamorphosis to turn it into shrimp. Tale as old as time. Turn those seeds into shrimp. So they are protecting their grass from regression. I don't have any grass that's subject to regression. No elements to eliminate. I'm set. Then we'll go to abundance. What are they going to put out? Grass? Grass in the sea, huh? Seaweed. Okay. Uh-oh. That's fine. Depletion. Oh, I took that grass away. It's rough. I'm glaciating. I'm going to glaciate myself down here for 6 points. I lose one of my little babies. But you notice he went right up here. Now I have 12 for speciation, which is fine. And wow, they're speciating a lot. Worries me. Nobody's murdering though. I mean, the spiders have to speciate a lot. They're way down here. Okay, let's make some sun babies. Babies in the sun. Max babies. Boy, I hope nothing bad happens to that tile. I have all my little snake eggs in one basket. It's all right. I'm gonna start moving them down south. Start slithering our way down south. What are you doing? You little arachnid? You're gonna eat me? That arachnid's gonna eat my tundra baby. Okay, I'm switching. I've already decided I'm switching to shrimp, which is fine. Oh, I won't survive on this tile anyway. Because I can't eat nuts. It's not good. Interesting. Okay, it's fine. I want to move up into that sea. I think I do. I have enough people. I gotta move at least one up there. I'll move two. No one's preparing to murder in the sea, so I should be alright. Wanderlust. Further in the south, huh? No thank you. Although, maybe I should have. Because I can't live on that tundra space anymore. Ooh, I can't live on this tundra space anymore either. There's no more elements on it. Ooh, apes. Alright, well, we definitely want to move both of those there. And that guy can survive. This guy cannot. So we'll move him here. Those guys can live. All of these guys, that guy can live, that guy can live, that guy, those, that guy, that guy, that guy. That guy will be able to live when I switch for shrimpies. Okay, so we'll move these guys here. And we'll move one of these guys here. How many more moves do I have? Can we move two more? Just one more. Okay, great. They're gonna kill me somewhere in the tundra. All right. So my domination, pretty limited. I'm gonna choose this space. Get 8 points. I'm gonna choose metamorphosis. Oh wait, I do have seeds. That's fine. I can switch for meat. It's fine. I need shrimpies. Okay, my next feat. I have so many points. Oh my god. All right, let's do Savannah. And I will choose Cold Snap. It's not worth it, I don't think. Choose Eco Diversity. 13 points. All right, these robots aren't doing very well. I get 6 more points because I'm still Queen of the Tundra. Let's see what our new cards are. I need them to do more domination so we can cycle through these cards faster. Immigrants. Each animal must choose, lose 1 element, lose 1 AP, or eliminate all but one of their species on each tile. Yikes. Habitat. Select any 1 element from the bag and place it on Earth. Ooh. Like that. Well, they've already gone to abundance. So I'm going to take initiative. They're worried about regression. I'm not worried about regression. Even though I have the water and the water is in regression, doesn't matter because I am a reptile. We will adapt. I think we're going to get some seed knowledge. Can't speciate because I don't have any dudes left, but I can murder and I can glaciate. Great. Oh, I need to dominate. Oh. Yes, please. Yes. I'd like my turn, please. Ugh, this app is killing me. What are my other two actions going to be? Murder, probably. Depletion. Remove a matching element from any tile. Grass or nuts. Those aren't... Depletion's not that great for me. Let's murder... We definitely want to migrate again. Where are you murdering? In the sea? Oh, in the jungle. Oh, really? I'm gonna murder the spiders in the jungle first. Alright, let's see. So I got initiative, which means I get to move up in turn order, and I get to place an action point where there is an empty space. The savannah. I think I'm gonna do a savannah murder. All right. Oh, it's my turn again. Adaptation. I think I want nuts. That's all right, because then what do I not have? Grass? Yeah. So they're protecting their nuts or their grass. They're protecting their grass, so nobody's going to regress. Wait, I regress? No, I don't. Oh, I can save my water. All right. They're placing out new tokens. Just a chain of shrimpies. Where am I going to glaciate? If I glaciate that wetland, get those 8 dudes back. I don't hate that idea. So glaciate here. I get those 8. He gets 7 dudes back. I get 3 points, which is fine. These two are speciating. I have all these dudes trapped up here. Should probably wander less next time. I can survive there. I can survive in that sea. I have tons of idiots. Let's move some idiots in there. Amphibian can survive in there. I don't know why he wouldn't move in there. Amphibian is gonna put the savannah there, I guess. Oh, really? Can survive. And I could have. Oh, I can't have dominance there. He just put water there. I'm still gonna move some dudes in there though. Get in there, little snakes. 20 amphibians. What are you gonna do with all those amphibians? You're not even migrating anywhere. Boy, I'm gonna do something bad to this hex. Oh, I want to kill all those little salamanders. I still don't understand why they're not trying to make points. It doesn't make any sense. They're doing domination twice this time, though. I'll give them that. Give them that. All right. Let's move these little snakes here because they can survive there now. Move these little snakes here. We'll move 2 of these snakes here. And then I have 1 more. Wee, all the way home. So I have a jungle murder. I'm in the jungle. I have a wetland murder. I'm in several wetlands. I have a forest murder. I'm not in a forest. And a savanna murder. I'm in a savanna. And 2 tundra murders. I'll move one of these guys here to make sure I can use my tundra murder. All right. They're murdering me in the savanna. Of course. Murder them in the jungle. Then I'm going to murder this guy in the tundra and this guy in the wetland. And then I'm going to murder this guy in the tundra, this guy in the savanna. Excellent. Just got murdered in the jungle, which is fine. We knew that was going to happen. I got murdered in the tundra, which is also fine. All right, they're dominating there. I'll get some points for it. What card are they choosing? No. To where? From where? That's boring. It's a boring use of the mass exodus card. Score my lonely little wetland over here. And then move the map over a little bit. Accidentally choose anything. Immigrants. Immigrants are interesting. Cold snap. I don't hate cold snap. I'm gonna do cold snap. Great. Boo, boo, boo. I am the queen of the tundra. They didn't even have dominance in the sea space that they chose, so they didn't use the card. These robots are killing me. All right, let's look at the cards. Ice sheet. From an immediate glaciation action. That's fun. Biomass. Eliminate 1 species on each tile containing more species than elements. It's okay. All right. I kind of like ice sheet. Well, we're going to dominate first. That's the way we do things. We're going to go ahead and take initiative. What's regressing? Seeds and grass and sun. My seeds are safe. My seeds are safe. Well, I took initiative. That's good. Abundance. No, we want to do the glaciation action. We are in charge of the tundra. Oh, I can speciate. I have species again. I have so many species on the board, though. It's so dumb. The only place I'd want to speciate would be in the south, but the shrimpy speciation's already taken care of. Not the nut, though. Let's nut. Oh God, I almost said let's nut on the board. I'm gonna put pieces. I can't figure out a way to say it. You'll have to not use your imagination because this is wrong. This is bad. Everything's gone wrong. How many moves do I have left? 2 moves. I should probably do some murdering. Let's get some wetland murder going. Oh, I wanted to Wanderlust. Oh, man. I guess I still could. I don't want a mountain, though. No. No. Migrate? We'll choose migration, because it's always nice to have the option to migrate. There's a lot of murder that's going to happen. All right. So first, I get to move up in turn order. So Rachel's first next time. All right. And I think I'll double wetland murder. It also lets me protect the tundra. They are protecting their grass from regression. I'm protecting my nuts. Ooh, that hit the arachnids hard. Yipes. Regression isn't necessarily a bad thing, though, because if those pieces aren't on the board anymore, you can clear it right out. Okay, I think I'm going to glaciate myself. I'm going to glaciate this space right here. I get 6 points for it, because if there's one thing I need, it's more points. I get to... What? The nuts went away. That's not good. Oh, that's really not good. Oh no, and I didn't wander. Oh no. Oh no, all these dudes are gonna... Oh dear. Because there's no elements on these dudes here. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dear. And that's why we choose migration. Because I can move those little buddies elsewhere. Oh, golly. Nuts. Nuts were not... I should have... Which new territory? This guy up here? No. I don't want to. I'm fine, thank you. My ice snakes. So even though I'm all alone here, I don't have domination because there's no elements, in case you were wondering what was going on with that. Now it's migration time. Well, we're gonna book it straight out of there. And then these little fellas are gonna go right into that savanna. These are gonna go here. Wait, hold on. I have wetland murders. I have 2 wetland murders. That's both of those guys. The arachnid's murdering in the jungle, but I have a jungle murder. He has a jungle murder first. So we'll do 2 in there. The wetland's fine with just 1 in it. think I'm okay. I guess I can start. Move that guy there. Oh no! Oh fuck! No! 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 Fuck. Can I undo that? Yes. Ugh. Okay. And then these two here. And then remember what I did. I don't know how to keep track of how many. I don't know how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. One there. 5. I don't know. It makes me nervous. I'll move. I had 2 left. We'll do 1 there. And we'll do 1 there. Okay. All right. Arachnids murdering me in the savannah, which is understandable. I'm gonna murder in the jungle and in the wetlands. And I murder in the wetlands. Okay. It's good. They can't murder anywhere. The arachnids are gonna murder me in the jungle, but it's fine because I murdered them as well. So all even Steven. Okay, so we're all dominating. Good. Yeah, it's fine. I'll score the C. Do I want to immediately glaciate? That could be interesting. Destroy that sea tile. I don't hate it. Oop. We're running out of battery. Hopefully this game ends soon. Biodiversity. How many points do they get? 5 points. You got a long way to go to catch up, amphibians. Arachnid gets 5 points for scoring that. What are they choosing? Habitat. Any one element from the draw bag and place it on Earth. Ooh, which one? More shrimpies. Oh, are they going to save their tundra spider? That's just going to go away. It's in the middle of 3 tundras. I guess not. That's weird. So I'm on 5 tundra spaces, which is why I got 16 points as the tundra queen. I get to go first. Let's look at the cards. Oh my gosh, it's still not Ice Age time. This is incredible. All right, we're just gonna score domination. We're gonna score it again. We're gonna glaciate. Okay, we're gonna dominate again. We're gonna work our way through these cards if it's the last thing I do. All right, and I just don't know why they're not dominating. It doesn't make sense because they're clearly not winning. Okay. I'm glaciating. I'm dominating. Even if I only get 1 point, should we Wanderlust? Yeah, all right. Well, I don't know. Speciate? Yeah, we'll speciate on the shrimpies. And we'll dominate a 4th time if it comes around to us. And it will, because these doofuses aren't dominating. Yes. All right, this should go fairly quickly because the only decisions I have to make are glaciating, speciating, which I'm probably just going to speciate here around the tundra. That shrimp's going to stay there. I might as well eat it. I'm going to glaciate. Probably this one. Well, that kills that guy. I'll glaciate this one then. That bones the amphibians as well. Yeah. Oh. I'm regressing. I'm protecting my nuts. They're putting out abundance. Actually, Wasteland might hit me kind of hard. Let's see. Yeah, because the sun is going to leave. Oh, no. Did I migrate? I didn't migrate this time. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Yeah, we'll still do this one. I'm just going to lose those 3 snakes. These 3 ice snakes I'm going to lose. I got ice snakes for days. Look who's sneaking into my wetlands. And it's one good thing about this game, like you remember when the spider only had like 3 spiders down here. I mean, they're not doing that great score-wise still, but I mean, they're in the game just because also the salamanders aren't that great. We need to decide which shrimpy we're going to speciate around. Probably one of these. This one right here. Pink, pink. Maximum snakes, maximum snakes, maximum snakes. I don't have any murders. Oh, the salamanders have murders. No, I want to be queen of the tundra still. Might be an issue. Am I dominating? I'm going to dominate 4 times. That's ridiculous. Like, there's absolutely no reason for them not to be going down here. They're not getting any points by not doing domination. They're not controlling the cards by not doing domination. It can be frustrating in a real, like when you play with real people, because everybody's fighting for the domination spaces. But it almost feels like I'm playing a different game to the robots. Oh. No, I don't want to... Wait. No, I don't want to move into the jungle. I'm going to turn the brightness down. I don't want the battery today. Probably should have done that earlier. Vivian is eating my face. All right, I'm going to dominate down here first for 8 points. And then, let's see. Predator. Eliminate 1 opposing species on each tile you occupy. Yep, that's the one. We will get rid of that salamander. We'll get rid of that guy. That spider. We'll get rid of that salamander. Get rid of that salamander. We'll get rid of that guy. Get rid of that guy. Get rid of this. Really brutal for the spiders. I feel kind of bad. Next, I will score this jungle over here. And 2 opposing animals. Yep, we'll do that. We'll replace that guy, and we'll replace that guy. Then we will score this forest. Disease. Each animal having more elements than you. Nope. Immigrants. Nope. Eliminate one species. Sure. Eliminate the spider. Eliminate salamander. Salamander. Self. 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 And we'll do that. Okay, so it's either disease. Disease doesn't affect anything. There are no players to be diseased. Yes. Yep, some reptile are going extinct. 15 victory points though, because I'm still queen of the tundra. Let's look at the cards, please. Oh my gosh, it's still not here. Okay. Your animal and each animal below yours in the food chain gains 1 action pawn. So since I'm top of the food chain, that would be everybody else. Intelligence, your animal and each animal above yours in the food chain gains 1 new action pawn. If I chose that, I would be the only one to get it because I'm at the top of the food chain. Omnivore, gain 1 new action pawn. And Nocturnal, move your animal 1 space forward on the initiative track. Oh, these are all really good. So we're going to dominate. I think we're just going to try to take all the domination spaces. Definitely going to get 2 more action pawns. Great. Why not? We're going to migrate, I think, and then it's a little frustrating because the system not... I'm going to Wanderlust. Playing super competitively. Like if I were playing with real people and I were beating them by this much, I would first of all be like, why aren't you taking different actions? Why aren't you correcting what you're doing to stop me from getting all these points? But also, like, I mean, you might want to just call it up to a point. Like, I have more than 3 times as many points as player 2 and like 5 times as many points as player 1. Like, I don't know, dudes. Get it together or get out. Like, all right. Well, we'll keep being in charge of glaciation, I guess. I'm not speciating, which might be a problem. Let's just do this. Uh-oh. I should be fine. They're protecting themselves from water regression. I don't have to worry about it because I have a free regression. Abundancing. Those elements had already been removed from tundra tiles, so we're fine. I get to glaciate. I'm going to glaciate that wetland that I'm not a part of. Ooh, I just hurt my own reptile. That's fine. He can move. I am going to be able to move here in a minute. I'm not murdering anybody. The amphibians are murdering. That should be interesting. So they're shrimpy speciating. We're going to have Wanderlust. I'm going to put out this sea. But where? Put out the sea. Right here. Nuts. Meat. Sun. All of those things the arachnids can also eat. Well, we'll just do suns because that's what I'm best at, is eating the sun. I will move two of my little darlings over there. Yeah, I might move another one. I'll move that little tundra baby over too. Little ice baby. Yeah, come on over, Arachnid. Come on. Oh, are you gonna eat me? You can kill me twice. That's fine. What's going on? More Wanderlust. Oh, everybody's migrating this time. Interesting. Okay, good job. Good job. Making your way up in points. What's this? Fans want to. Oh, I don't want to. No. I don't want to move in there. I need to move back into the tundra. I need to move to a safe place. Okay, safe. Make sure everybody's safe. Safe, 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 safe. Okay, everybody's safe. I could have a guy here in this tundra. If I do that, he'll be able to murder me out of the sea completely. Curious. We'll move two guys here. I think that should do it. I think I'm safe-ish for murders. Let's see. The problem right now is the stakes aren't terribly high. Like, it's not... I have a ton more. You're gonna kill me out of that tundra space. I have a ton more points than they do, so I have a lot of room to make mistakes. Jerky spiders killing me right out of that tundra space. All right, my first domination will happen in the sea. And I will take, where is it? Omnivore. My second domination will happen in the jungle. I will take Parasitism. Everybody gets a new action pod, but that means I do too. And then we will also do this jungle by myself. And no, I don't want to do intelligence. Colonel, wait. Wait. It's fine. I'm not going to fix it. It is fine. Immigrants is rough. I might just lose one of my action points. Ow. I have fun now. I had 9. I might as well go down to 8. That's not going to kill me. Still the Queen of the Tundra. Planning phase. There it is. There's the end of the game card. Each animal scores bonus victory points based on the total number of tiles it currently dominates. This is the last round. Okay, well my dominance is looking pretty sparse. So I want to do abundance somewhere. Probably wanderlust. I'm not worried about scoring points in domination because I'm almost to 300 points. So what I want to do, have the option to migrate. Can I do wanderlust just so I can put You know what? Let's do competition. Do some sea murders. Some murders at sea. And we're gonna do 2 murders at sea. And we need to be able to dominate as much as possible. There aren't any wetlands anymore. Jungle, savannah. We'll do a savannah murder or 2. And do, yeah, fuck it. We'll do 2 savannah murders. Okay. And I guess we will. Sure. See, for wetland. Oh, there's a wetland down in the south. Good. I'll do a murder in the wetland. Great. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. Let's do this. We can see end game scoring. Low. Oh, that makes it harder to see on the screen too, doesn't it? All right. That'll do. What am I doing? Abundance. Oh no, I'm regressing. Am I going to protect myself, my water, or my meat? Protect my water. Abundance. Let's do sunshine. Okay, where are my people safe? Safe, 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 safe. If I were to move into one of these spaces, not safe. Safe, safe, safe. Everybody's safe. Great. So we'll add it over here. And they're going to glaciate. I don't know why they chose the second glaciation action as well. Because they, oh no. Glaciated the sea. Makes sense. That's what they should have done. So that was a good choice. That was a potential place for a lot of points. The amphibians are dominant in a lot of spaces on the board right now. They're in all those. I gotta stop this from being true. They're speciating like crazy. I do have a lot of murders coming up though. So hopefully that'll help. Wanderlusting. The jungle, I think. Yeah, wanderlust the jungle. Jungle here. Gonna put seeds in it. And I'm gonna move one of those and one of those. Okay. So I'm gonna have 5 tundra murders, but only one of them. What? No. No. I'm not gonna move into the desert. Oh my god, they're still wanderlusting. They'll murder me out of one of the tundra spaces. I'll get them in the other ones. I can murder them out of the savannah. I don't know if I'm actually going to move. To be honest, my attention span is kind of going at this point. I don't want to move into that new territory. I don't want to go into the mountains. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere, like I can move from here to protect that guy. And I have all the sea murders. Yeah, I think I'm fine. See where the amphibian murders me. Oh no. So the arachnid murders me in the jungle as their free murder. Alright. I have a jungle murder, so we're obviously gonna murder that guy. I have a wetlands murder. Murder that guy. And a tundra murder. Get out of here. I should have probably done it in one of the spaces. See, it's a bad decision. I should have done it down here where he only had one, and he should have murdered me in one of these spaces where I only had one. Because now it's just all tundra murder all the time. Get him in the savannah. Get him in the savannah. Get him in the tundra. Get you in the sea. Oh, there's... Hold on. No, hold on. Hold on. You... See? Right? Is that my first sea murder? Yeah. In the tundra. Get you in the sea. Alright, they're scoring domination. Domination of the sea up there. I don't know why I don't. Alright, so now they're just scoring the different tiles. Because there's no more cards, so you're just going to want to score wherever you have the most points. I didn't go into domination because there's no cards. All right, so let's see the final score. Oh, some spiders are going extinct. Oh no, so are some reptiles. Oh no. I get 21 victory points for being queen of the jungle. No, the tundra. And I win by a good amount. Like an obscene amount. Yeah, the robots aren't that great, clearly. But hopefully that gives you an idea of the different actions in the game. Playing with the AI isn't as cutthroat, obviously, as it is in person. Murders are a lot rougher. Typically, I think I've won playing in person. I've definitely won being the murder spiders. Having that free early murder can really benefit you. But I mean, being able to avoid regression with the reptile is useful. All of the special abilities that the classes have are really useful, and really, it adds a lot of replayability to the game. The order that the cards come out matters. Some of them are bigger early on, like a bigger deal early on. But yeah, I mean, that's dominant species. We went through all the cards. Like, you can play 6-player, you can play online with the port. I recommend playing in person. It's a fun game to play in person. You do have that at least like once every hour, someone being like, well, why don't I have dominance over this space? And you have to re-explain the concept of dominance. which I think is interesting. I think the game is really great. It's definitely one of my favorites. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.